Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we are so excited to have you again. One of Nigeria's youthful presidential aspirant of Igbo descent has taken out time to talk about the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and also the rejection that Ndigbos are suffering in respect to 2023 presidential election. Don't forget that most people believe that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's move for an Igbo nation has gone an extra mile in jeopardizing the opportunity of the Southeast from having an opportunity to lead the country. Now you're going to hear the perspective which this youthful presidential aspirant will be coming from. I'm talking about Kingsley Moghalu. Kingsley Moghalu, as we all know, is a Nigerian political economist, a presidential aspirant 2023, a lawyer, author, a man who is referred as a Ife Kaego of Nnewi Kingdom, former United Nations official and politician. He has served as deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, appointed by President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua from 2009 to 2014. He's thinking of getting into the of a president of Nigeria come 2023. You're going to hear his perspective about the agitation of Biafra of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and also why Ndigbos may not get, or why most people are not happy to see Ndigbos lead as president. But before we give you full details of this, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also on the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. All right, let's look at the news in detail. Kingsley Moghalu, presidential aspirant for 2023, has spoken about the agitation of Biafra and why most people do not want to see an Igbo man lead Nigeria come 2023. And according to his word, when he was faced with a question about the thoughts of the people in respect to the agitation by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu-led indigenous people of Biafra for a sovereign Igbo nation, if it is helping matters right now. According to the response of Kingsley Moghalu, he says, absolutely, it is very, very unhelpful. It is just an expedition into sentimentalism, and I don't think it will solve anything. Yes, there are issues with equity and justice that Igbos have faced in Nigeria. I understand the basis for the agitation, but I don't think the agitation is being executed in the right manner, and I think it has created a lot of distrust as well because many people do not know that most Igbos are committed to Nigeria and prefer to remain part of Nigeria. The propaganda of IPOB is creating the impression, and some people who are biased against Igbo are using that propaganda as an excuse to create a false impression against Igbos at large. So I don't agree with IPOB. I don't believe that Igbos should secede from Nigeria. We should fight peacefully and democratically. How are the Igbos helping themselves when they don't participate in elections? They don't vote and they cry about marginalization. If you are not at the table, why should you be surprised if you are not on the menu? We should get our voters card and vote. There are more than 40 million Igbos in this country, and at least 25 to 30 million of them are eligible to vote. But most of the time, the Igbos are focused on their own business. They don't understand that without political representation and political power, your business is always facing risk because one policy decision can mess you up. So they should focus a lot more on politics than they do on business going forward. This is my advice to Igbo. On the issue of Igbo presidency, why most Nigerians do not want an Igbo president come 2023, Kingsley Moghalu gave this response. He said, well, It is because of Nigeria's history. We need to recognize that the beginning of this problem came from January 15, 1966, the first coup. I think it was a big mistake. It was naive, and in that coup, although it was not the intention, but the execution was problematic. I think Ezeogu was betrayed in the execution of the coup, and therefore the coup looked one-sided. Though there have been problems with the Igbos even going back to the 1940s in various parts of this country, because there are many people who resent the Igbo spirit of enterprise and the ability to survive and succeed in very challenging environment. But more recently, the absence of leadership has fed these mistrust among the various ethnic groups in this country, but especially against the Igbos. So what I will say is that as a Nigerian and as an Igbo, I will restore trust among Nigerian ethnic groups because they would deal fairly with everyone. I will deal fairly with the Fulanis. I will deal fairly with the Yorubas. I will deal fairly with the Igbos, people of the Niger Delta. Equity and justice will be my watchword. Let the kite page, let the eagle page, the one that says the other should not page, its wing could break. This is my approach to leadership, and this is why every team I have led everywhere in Nigeria and in the world, when I leave, it is never the same. People keep calling me to say, oh, when you were here, when you were the leader, this did not happen. When you were the leader, this will not be happening. You treated everyone fairly. You were not biased against any ethnic group, against any nationality, against any race. That is the kind of leadership I will bring. So the distrust of Igbos in Nigeria is deliberate. It has been fed by failed leadership, especially in recent years, but it's also, to be very honest with ourselves, has roots with the 1966 coup. There is no question about it, and the fact that the major political leaders of the North and the West were assassinated and no major Igbo leader was killed. Even though it was not the planned outcome, but we also have to understand how it looked optically. Of course, there were overreactions to those mistakes in the pogrom, and so on. And then the civil war happened. So all these things have fed mistrust, and it takes a certain type of transformational and visionary leadership to restore trust. Ironically, I believe that that kind of leadership will best come from somebody who is Igbo, but who is broad-minded the way I am. So I think that will help to restore a lot of calm. Now, these are the response of Kingsley Moghalu to, some of the very strong questions that Nigerians that have been causing multiple reactions from Nigerians. One of it is some people will say that they cannot trust Ndigbos. And Moghalu is trying to show Nigerians where this mistrust is coming from. And then talking about, the move by Nnamdi Kanu, if it is of great help to, the strive by Ndigbos to become president, and you've heard his response. And we're going to be looking at some of the reactions of Nigerians in this respect. It's quite interesting to know that this is the third pattern of this man. But then let's look at what Nigerians have to say. And someone here says, this is quite a fantastic response to the question thrown at him. I feel that this man should be given an opportunity. Let us see his capacity. Another person here says, Moghalu should go back to the grassroots and begin his politics. Starting from the presidential position is not an easy one, and it can be achieved. He must first of all prove to Nigerians via his leadership in the state what he will become if he becomes Nigerian president. Another person say, I love this man so much, and I feel that he would do something very drastic that would change the narrative of this country if given the opportunity. Thank you for the deep answers you have given to why Igbos cannot be trusted and your position on Nnamdi Kanu's case. I hope that this will help to quell the crisis and give us a new focus. Another person here say, this man is a deep thinker. I feel that he knows what he wants experience and he knows how to handle leadership. Let's give him an opportunity. Let's forget about rotating these old guns who have not proven anything reasonable as leaders. And there are so many other responses coming in, but we'd like to leave it there. Go to our comment section. Let's interact. What's your position on what the presidential aspirant for 2023, Kingsley Moghalu, had to say about Nigeria, and also the position of Ndigbos as it concerns 2023? Let's